Babies on Gilmore Girls. Was Doula a real baby? Does that answer your question? That little arm movement. Did you think she was a puppet? Hi, I'm Valerie. I was a key set costumer on Gilmore Girls, and let's get into how we film these kind of scenes. Whenever babies are on set, you are limited on how long you have to shoot with them. So you have to be ready, and if there are a lot of scenes, they're going to probably have more than 2 sets of twins. That particular scene, literally, all you see is the baby, one shot. They got what they got, and that was it. We had a lot of babies on Gilmore Girls. You had baby Davy, baby Martha, Doula. You had Lane's twins, and I feel like I'm probably missing someone. You had that baby that was in the diner. I don't know, what was the baby in the diner? There was definitely a baby in the diner, and you had all those babies in the nursery when we shot the scene where Rory is born, as well as baby Gigi is born. The way they work baby scenes is they have 2 sets of twins for every single baby that is on set. Especially Gilmore Girls, because we had long hours, and if we didn't get to the shot or we had a very long sequence, then they would want to make sure that they had enough babies that they could switch out. And whatever baby got established, well, that would be the baby that they would use for the main shot. And then they might use a different baby for like other angles. And if we weren't seeing a baby at all, they would use a doll. I've worked on a lot of shows, and nowadays they do it a little bit different. I mean, they still have the twins and the babies and stuff like that, but sometimes they will actually use a puppet. But in the case of Doula, this was pre-puppet time. I mean, or at least not for Gilmore Girls. We didn't use a puppet for Gilmore Girls. And one question I get a lot is the baby carriages. Have you ever noticed all the baby carriages in Stars Hollow? And what's in that baby carriage? A doll. Now let's talk about the doll. Whenever we have babies on set, we will have multiple sets of clothes that match exactly so that we could have a set that'll fit the babies. Each twin will have a different outfit. So we'll have like 2 outfits for them, and then 2 outfits for the second set of twins. And then we will also have a set that is slightly smaller for the fake baby, which is basically a water baby type doll. Now these dolls are weird. They're heavy. They are cold and clammy. And whenever the actors have to work with them, they are typically grossed out because it feels like a not alive baby. Now my job whenever there's a baby on set is I set the room, and then I give the clothes to the parents. The parents will then get the babies dressed, and then there is a nurse that will then take the baby and escort the baby on set. Generally speaking, I do not touch the babies at all. I will usually instruct the parent on how we want the clothes buttoned, and I will also make sure to give them a hat. Why a hat? The hat is there so that we can put the hat on the doll. But sometimes not all the babies like hats, and so they will rip them off, and then we are kind of screwed because it's never going to match that fake doll. One last thing. So I worked on Good Trouble, and we had an infant in that show. And I remember that they used a puppet, and that puppet looked real. Actually kind of freaky how real the puppet worked. But they also did have a real baby standing by to use it for a much closer shot. But in answer to your question, baby Doula was real.